to the Signal Bytes video newsletter. This is the January 2016 edition. So let me give you a quick update on what we've been up to here at Signal Bytes Technology. Well, first thing in the last month or so is we released the IBIS DRC tool, which is a really good tool for quality checking your IBIS models. So you guys should definitely check that out on our website. We've also released a bunch of more articles on signal integrity, mostly on IBIS modeling so far, but we have some more coming up on PCB stack-up design. And our latest release has been our coffee quick tip videos. Now, we're trying to do all these videos to be under 10 minutes and cover a short topic and just give you guys an overview of it with a little more in-depth here and there. So hopefully you guys are going to start checking those out, and if you've got comments or suggestions on those, feel free to drop us a line, okay? Now, before I forget, don't you forget to sign up for our upcoming webinar, The 7 Deadly Sins of Simulation, on January 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign up for it even if you can't attend live, because we're going to have it recorded and you can watch it later, okay? So, let's see what's going on in the industry lately. How about merger mania? So, it looks like Microchip just outbid Dialog to get all of Atmel to themselves. And NXP closed on Freescale, and I believe PMC Sierra is no more because Skyworks has got them. And of course, we've got Avago closing in on the deal on Broadcom, which I think is supposed to close around February 1st. Now here's the thing I don't understand about merger mania, is where are the good names, right? I mean, one company buys another company and they get the name, but really they should be combining the names like Bravago or NX Scale. I mean, I think they could play with the names a little bit more. Who knows, maybe one day we'll all just work for one company called Intel Child Scale Freemium. Sounds good, right? Okay. So let's go what's in first the links here in the newsletter this month, okay? Up first, we've got Penn State's doing their annual SI symposium at, believe it or not, Penn State. So you can go and look at what they had for an agenda last year. Looks like they have a lot of good speakers, covering a lot of good signal and power integrity topics. So you guys should definitely check that out. Let's see, I've also got a link here about how to select a clock buffer IC based on jitter. So it was a pretty interesting article talking about the jitter considerations, not just looking at one spec, but kind of how to look at additive jitter over the whole clock buffer fan out. So that was a pretty interesting article. Let's see, I also found an old DesignCon paper winner. I think it was a 2015 about DDR4 design system guidelines for Mentor Graphics. I thought that was a pretty good one. And now this is interesting. Both OrCAD and Zuken have been offering free or almost free versions of their schematic tools. So OrCAD is offering their OrCAD schematic just for like a maintenance fee, which is a couple $100. And I think Zuken is giving away their CADStar schematic tool for free. And it looks like they're really trying to target like, you know, makers or Internet of Thing developers and I would say kind of hackers, or you know, people who kind of straddling the line between hobbyists to actually making a product. So I think it's really nice that the companies are trying to offer more cost-effective solutions for their products and for their future customers. I mean, of course, you know, you want to grow into that market. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to things like, you know, EagleCAD, which is what I like to use for, you know, small-scale products and also for some of my own, you know, personal hobby projects as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that space as things move along. And what else do I got here? There's a good article on insertion loss modeling, so you guys should check that one out. You know, and this was an interesting article. I think this was at Nuts and Bolts magazine, but it was really talking about which way does current flow. And so they were kind of talking about, you know, how some professors and in local community colleges were teaching, you know, basic electronics and about current and electrons and how does it flow and is it positive or is it negative, and that whole concept that, you know, we all learn in basic electronics or introduction to engineering in our college courses. You know, and the comments were interesting because, you know, and I remember even in college, you know, having some of the people in our program, engineering program, be from like the Navy or the Army, and it seems like a lot of military and defense-based people who got their training or their start in engineering there had one way of concept of the way current flow was taught to them, whereas in the, you know, a typical 2 or 4 year program, current flow was taught another way. So it's kind of an interesting discussion. So you guys should read it and you know, make a comment, see which way you think the current flows. And the last thing I had was Predator Vision. Now, if you guys remember the 80s classic movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting the Predator, right? The predator is invisible to you, but he can see you based on your heat signature, right? Well, the guys at FLIR who make the thermal camera had a neat little demo video of kind of mimicking that. So if you like Arnold movies, right? Get to the chopper! Then that's going to be a great article for you to read. So that's what I got for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video newsletter, and I'll see you next time.